everyone, Hyles Hype Crew. My name is Caleb Hyles, and Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year in a couple of days, but I got a backlog, so it's coming out now. As you can see, there is no cover this week, but I promise next week we are gonna get back to the covers, brand new ones, and I know you're gonna love them. But I wanted to take a brief moment to look back on 2017, what we've accomplished, and give y'all a brief look into what 2018 holds for us. And if you don't know, I am terrible with memory, so I wrote things down on a sheet. So, a couple of fun facts. In the first month of this year, January, 2 of those videos have hit over 1 million views. That is King JJ. I can change the world, JJ, just follow me. And What's the Use of Feeling Blue? You've got to be a leader blue. Not every cover was like that, but still, what a great way to start 2017. This was also the year that I decided I am going to have Caleb Hyles music videos on my channel. So not only was I gonna have videos like this, covers where it's just you and me, but also I was gonna have high production values, an incredible film crew, and some actors to go along with it. So we had videos like Shiny, the Mob song, through the mist, through the woods, through the darkness and the shadows, it's a nightmare, but it's one exciting ride. Silhouette. Another couple of big hits on the channel from 2017. This is the year Jonathan Young and I decided to do Prince of Egypt, so we had The Plagues on my channel. Megalovania went over really well with Rashad E.B. Benny and the Ink Machine, Build Our Machine with DA Games, and then Gospel of Dismay, also DA Games, but I did that with Adrosaurus and Jonathan Young. I am alive, immortalized, and I can amen in here. You see the magic of art. Peace Sign from Boku no Hero Academia. So I sing, kill the doubt that's always paralyzing, overflowing, there's a fire inside me. Paper Moon with Family Jewels. And the surprise hit of the year that came out of nowhere, Cuphead Die House. Don't mess with King Dice. Don't you mess with me. And that's not to mention all my personal favorites from my channel that really haven't gotten a whole ton of attention. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for the support on that, and thank you for sharing, thank you for commenting and engaging. Without you guys, they would nowhere near been as successful as they were. 2017 was also a year full of travel and full of conventions. I'm sorry if I sound exasperated on that, because truthfully, I love going to conventions because it's a chance where I get to meet people who have given me this opportunity to have a career on YouTube. But if I'm being honest, I 100% wore myself thin this year. 2017 early on, January, February, March, April, May, it was nonstop. In fact, I remember in May before MomoCon that had Jonathan Young and DA Games come down and several others, I remember sitting down with my wife Kara, looking at our schedule for conventions and just travel for collaborations and what have you. And we looked at a calendar and we said, hey, and it was like May, it was like the second week in May, and I was like, you realize we don't have a free weekend until the 1st of October. And this was in May, the second week of May, looking ahead going, we're not free from any of this until October. And for some people, you might love that. If there's one thing I've learned over the years of chatting with people of all different walks of life and different professions, is that people really are built for certain professions and certain interests. Some people are go, 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 do, 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 do. Always active, essentially. That's simply not me. I have had to adjust greatly to this new YouTube lifestyle of sorts. And while it has been immensely rewarding, it has been incredibly challenging. But beyond all of that, I want to thank every single person who came out and said hi to me, came to my panels, engaged with me and the audience. It was truly a spectacular experience. I can't wait to do more of it in 2018, but I got a plan now, so I'm not gonna wear myself thin. Oh, and I moved to Texas. That was the huge thing that filled up the end of that calendar when saying May to October was in August. We packed up all our stuff from Auburn, Alabama, and we moved out to Fort Worth, Texas. Part of the reason was I really wanted to pursue voice acting, and unfortunately, I really haven't made any headway on that front. I haven't even made a demo reel, which I said I would do within the first month, but I got caught up with conventions and then trying to get ahead on my channel, and yeah. And another big reason I did it was I needed to get out of my comfort zone in Alabama. I'd lived there my whole life for 25 years, and what I took as contentment being in Alabama was actually complacency. So I was holding myself back on all fronts of my life, creatively, relationally, emotionally. By staying in Alabama, I was becoming complacent, and I wasn't dreaming of anything. I had achieved what I wanted. I had a place to live, I had a wife whom I loved dearly, and I was good. So I've only really started dreaming for things this year, if you can believe that. My parents would tell you I've always been a thinker. I've always been someone who thinks and asks why. I've never been a person who strives for more. I really have gone for the bare minimum and set my priorities low. But honestly, it wasn't to be contented. So it wasn't to be content. It was so I wouldn't be disappointed. And now I've become complacent. So moving out to Texas was a huge, huge, huge deal. Arguably the coolest thing of the year, though, and completely out of left field, but entirely welcome, was getting to work with Zach Callison of Steven Universe fame. We ran into each other in the green room of a convention in Alabama, and we just started up a conversation. He told me his aspirations for YouTube. He had seen my stuff, which was crazy, and asked if I wanted to participate on his channel in a cover of some sort. And I don't know if you're watching this, Zach, but it took everything in me to compose myself. I just didn't want to come off like a crazed fan or anything, because after having multiple conversations with convention guests, there's kind of a gear in their head that turns on when they're talked to a certain way and they're out on the floor, and then when they come into the green room or they go to their hotel room, that gear turns off. So it's like engagement mode, I'm timed to be social mode, and then you turn it off. But there's certain buzzwords that fans will say, and there's certain questions they'll ask that'll turn that gear right back on. It's almost involuntary in a way, and maybe I have it to some degree. It doesn't mean we're not genuine. It just means that we've gotten into a pattern of speaking that we recognize when it's happening, and you involuntarily jump into that pattern. But that's beside the point. We made some amazing covers, and I'm super, super pumped for where your channel's going. And if you ever need me for anything at all, bro, just hit me up. I'm here for you. If you've seen my other update videos, you know it is not a Caleb Hyles official update video until you have your sponsorship plug. The sponsor this time around is actually my first ever sponsor. Before the Amazon Audible, before the Gamefly thing, before any other product I've ever placed before you, was these people right here, the good people over at Meze Headphones. Yes, do you all remember that name? Does anyone remember that from my previous updates? Comment below if you have. This time around, Meze was kind enough to send me over-the-ear headphones. Oh my gosh, I'd been hinting in my emails to them in prior sponsorships that I would really love some over the ear. I don't really have any good ones, and that was back then. And so this time around, they sent me some. Oh my gosh. For those who have purchased Meze headphones before, when I did the sponsorship, you know their quality, you can vouch for it too. Comment below and just let people know that they can trust this brand. They sent these to me about 3 weeks ago, and much like the last headphones, I didn't want to review them immediately until I gave them the proper time and put them through the proper tests to make sure I'm not lying to you to my best knowledge. All right, so here's a little look at the headphones we got going on here. They're not blue, I know it looks like it because of the lights, but they're actually this nice, beautiful black color. There is no adjustable strap here, but the thing is it's kind of got an elastic feel because it fits over any size head. And what's really interesting now is I'm having this kind of muffled effect because it's naturally sound canceling. You're not gonna get like battery powered sound canceling abilities, but this is as good as you're gonna get, seriously, minus having that extra added battery powered noise reduction. The wires on the headphones actually come off right here like that. Here are your plugs. These are for your headphones right here. And it can fit into any normal audio jack, pretty much anything. I hooked these up to my vinyl player because I wanted to see if I could hear anything different in a vinyl record as opposed to a CD. And these headphones are just so gorgeous. And sure enough, I mean, the sound on these is brilliant. To the best of my critical listening knowledge, this is going to give you incredible mids and highs. The lows are wonderful on here too. They're not the bassiest headphones I've heard, but honestly, I'm not a huge person for bass. I love the highs and the mids, and these are perfect for that. These Meze headphones are the 99 Neos, black and silver. So yeah, Meze headphones, thank you again for sponsoring me. You've been with me for a very long time. I appreciate these wonderful, wonderful headphones. I'm gonna be using them in some upcoming covers. I'll put the link in the description so people will continue to get exposed to this incredibly designed and gorgeous sounding headphones. Like I said, click the link in the description. Thank you again, Meze. Love ya. Okay. 2018, looking forward. I did not say this would be a short video. In 2018, we're looking to move out of this apartment and move into a house. We absolutely love the space we're living in right now, but honestly, it kills me a little bit to pay for this rent. I'd rather get in a place, get settled. I love this area. I want to stay here for at least 5 to 10 years, so I best invest in a house right now and start paying off that mortgage rather than just giving money to an apartment space when I'm already settled and I know I want to be here. The apartment has served its purpose for us. Another big thing we're wanting to do, which was spawned by hanging out with Jonathan Young over at his space, Villainous Media, is rent out some commercial space to build out a studio. This might seem a little bit like a pipe dream, but we've been saving up money for this kind of thing. And if I'm being honest, being over at Villainous Media with Jonathan Young and his crew was incredible for my productivity. Something triggers in me when I have to drive to a location to go to work. I think it's years and years of conditioning from going to school, going to work. So when I got the YouTube career and I got to stay at home and do everything, all of a sudden my rest, my play, and my work became one, and I could never distinguish between the two. So I'm always existing in this middle ground, this purgatory of creativity, so to speak. So when I was in California for 2 weeks working at Villainous Media with Jonathan and his crew, it was wonderful. The separation of my job and then coming home or coming back to his place and knowing I didn't have to think about it anymore. That's the one thing I miss about having a 9-to-5 job. It was contained. My work was contained in a time frame, and once I was done with it, I didn't have to think about it. YouTube and a career can sometimes feel like a mental 24-hour job. Physically, not too bad, really not bad at all. But mentally, takes up a lot of space. So we're looking at getting commercial property to start off initially for my business, for what I'm doing on YouTube, and then maybe branching it out to allow people to come in and pay for the usage of the space. Who knows? We're learning as we go, and it's just really exciting. I got a whole ton of more collabs coming your way in 2018, stuff that's already done that I haven't even released yet. So all the favorites that you know, they're coming back. Hopefully I'll make some new friends along the way to bring onto this channel. So yeah, I'm always keeping my eyes open and my ears perked up, listening for people I could potentially collaborate with to make some incredible art, make some great covers. So expect them. They will be coming in mass. I'm going to have a huge focus on my Twitch channel, Peace, Love, and Gaming. If you want to see that, if that's your thing while following Twitch streamers, please follow me over at Peace, Love, and Gaming. It's all one word together. Aside from November and December, I've become really consistent with scheduling things. We have a growing community over there, and I'd love to see you guys come and participate. That's the best way to interact with me because I'm looking right at the chat, I'm playing the game. So if you really want to talk one-on-one and have me reply to your stuff in real time, go to Twitch. That's the place to do it. Peace, Love, and Gaming. Please give me a follow if you haven't. Make an account, even give me a follow. That'd be wonderful. And yeah, Peace, Love, and Gaming Twitch, gonna be a huge focus. I hope to see y'all there. And this is the last thing I'll say before I end this update video. And this one isn't about work, but it's more about something I'm gonna work on personally over 2018. I've been trying to do a lot more reading lately. I found several years ago when I started reading that it calmed me down a lot and it centered my mind and my heart really well. So I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing that. And an author I've been reading a lot recently is C.S. Lewis. He's an incredible philosopher and an amazing intellectual. And if you have the time to read him, please read him. But I'm not gonna bore you with all the details here, but I wanna read you a quote that I'm taking with me into 2018 that maybe it'll serve you well too. Just to give you some context, this is from his book, Surprised by Joy, and he's talking about his childhood. My childhood, at all events, was not in the least otherworldly. Except for the toy garden and the green hills, it was not even imaginative. It lives in my memory mainly as a period of humdrum, prosaic happiness, and awakes none of the poignant nostalgia with which I look back on my much less happy boyhood. It is not settled happiness, but momentary joy that glorifies the past. Let me give a little explanation as to why I'm carrying that passage with me as I move forward into 2018. I had an amazing childhood and one that I will never, ever, ever take for granted. But truth be told, I remember very little of it. But that's because it's settled happiness. I lived presently when I was a child. I wasn't thinking about the future. I wasn't dwelling in my past. I was living right in that moment. I wish I could remember more, but I know for a fact that the person I am today is because I was in those moments, living them, shaping who I would become. And the line that C.S. Lewis says when he's talking about his much less happy boyhood that he looks upon with poignant nostalgia, as though it's not settled happiness, but momentary joy that glorifies the past. Not to get too personal with y'all on some of my own vices, but I have an incredibly bad habit of dwelling in the past. Wanting things to be different, wanting to change things, wishing things were different. And that line shot through my heart like a dagger because it was talking about me. If I look back several years on my life as an adolescent, a teenager, young adult, which I still am, but I had a lot of anger and a lot of resentment and frustration that was built up within me. I felt lonely sometimes. And that period of time in my life wasn't this perfect, immaculate, pristine experience that my poignant nostalgia looks back on. I'm glorifying the past because my past is not settled happiness. Every day of 2018 that I move forward, I want to settle my past, not glorify it. Were there parts of that period of my life that were fantastic and unforgettable? 100%. But there were equally frustrating and difficult moments that I cannot forget about. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how much I want to change my present, nothing's going to truly change until I settle my past. Stop looking at parts of it with this poignant nostalgia that negates all of the negative that you were going through. That was Caleb then, and this is Caleb now. 2018 for me is focused rejuvenation and settled happiness. Maybe you can carry that with you into 2018. Maybe you've already got a different motto, but that's the one I'm taking for me. Anyways, guys, this has been a long update video, but since you're not getting a cover this week, I wanted to make it worth your time. 2018 is going to be an unbelievable year. And honestly, if we open ourselves up a little bit to dream, I think 2018 actually is going to fundamentally change who we are. And I believe it'll be for the better. So one last time from 2017, peace, love, and metal. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.